Roman architecture.
Arches, domes, and barrel vaults.
While the Romans produced some beautiful artwork in the form of paintings and sculptures, their artistic contributions are strongest in the area of architecture. Roman architects and artists produced some of the most impressive buildings and structures the world has ever seen. Influenced by Greek architecture, Romans took architecture to new heights. Three of the architectural features that were important in Roman structures were the arch, dome, and barrel vault. While the Romans didn't invent these features, they did incorporate them in ways that had never been seen before. Arches are structures used to span spaces and support the weight above those spaces. Ancient Romans used bricks and other materials to create arches in many of their structures, including their famous aqueducts that carried water into their towns. Another feature of Roman architecture is the dome. Domes are architectural features that resemble the upper half of a sphere or circle. Domes allow for the construction of vaulted ceilings without having to use crossbeams. In other words, domes are similar to arches in that the construction creates an open space underneath the arching structure, which is held up through the creation of the arch rather than through supports. The Pantheon in Rome is one of the most famous examples of the Roman dome. Created as a temple for all the Roman gods, it was built around 126 CE. At the front of the Pantheon, we find large granite Corinthian columns, showing some of the Greek influence. Behind this is a large dome rotunda and circular structure. At the top of the dome is an opening to the sky, and the height of the dome is about 142 feet. Although it has been almost 2,000 years since the Pantheon was built, it is still the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world. Finally, the Romans also used the barrel vault extensively in their architecture. Barrel vaults are curved roofs or ceilings. One way to think of a barrel vault is that at its simplest level, it is essentially just a series of arches placed one in front of another to create a long opening with a curved ceiling to walk under. The Romans created many other architectural structures throughout their empire.
Check out these other examples of Roman architecture. Amphitheaters. Amphitheaters were carefully constructed to funnel the sound of an actor's voice from the center of the stage up to the audience in the raised seats. Forums. The center of day-to-day life in Rome occurred in forums, where business dealings, speeches, and trials were conducted, as well as government proceedings. Temples. Temples used every architectural trick the Romans had, resulting in beautiful, functional works of art. Bathhouses. Bathhouses were communal meeting places that also contributed to the protection of public health.
Amphitheaters, forums, temples, and bathhouses were common in the cities and towns under Roman rule. The Roman Colosseum, for example, could seat 50,000 people for gladiatorial contests and drama enactments. Their advancements in architecture would have a big influence on the architecture in the Western world. Keep an eye out for architectural features like barrel vaults, arches, and domes, and you may just find some examples of Roman architecture near you.